Tato movie guy. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Maybe welcome for the very first time. Today's video we are going to do the 6th edition of Mail and Chat. Mail and Chat easily consists of what I've been picking up and just having a quick chat about what is going on here and what is going on in work-wise and other film-related things that I am doing. And it's all very exciting. It's been a very busy month doing London Film Festival. I'm working on the film festival, which we'll talk about later. I wrote an article also about this guy behind you right here, and it is about Scream being the last classic slasher film, and I will leave a link in the description for you to go and read if you want to read something while you're on the toilet for a little bit of time, because we all know that we all, squat and stuff, but it's all good. So let's get to my pickups, and the first one I just wanted to point out, and it's a book actually, before we get to the weird horror films and all that crap. Paul Thomas Anderson Masterworks from Adam Naiman. Adam Naiman made a very good book about Showgirls and saying why it wasn't crap. This is basically a encapsulation of PTA's career. It's very similar to like the Wes Anderson book from Matt Zoller Sykes, but basically it's just like a picture book, but also it has really insightful articles, etc. about PTA's work as a director and everything, but it covers all of his films. It's very, very good. It's about 20 quid on Amazon, I think, at the moment, but if you're into PTA like I am, it is a good pickup, so check it out if you can. Right, to the horror films. First of all, I picked up Halloween Resurrection. I've never owned this on Blu-ray ever. I find it to be one of the funniest of the lot. It is garbage, but I think it is a fantastic kind of encapsulation of like early 2000s and reality TV shows and how people want to become famous. And just throwing Michael Myers into the mix and a bit of Busta Rhymes doing some badass martial arts. I think it's a riot. I watch this every year during the haunting season, so check it out. I've loved it. It's an Italian edition, by the way, but some people hate this one, but I have a good time. Like I said, H2O is another one I personally do love. Next up, I've got quite a few Scream Factories to go through. First of all, People Under the Stairs from Wes Craven. I think that this is really underrated in a weird way because not enough people really talk about it, but generally I found this to be quite a creepy little film from Craven. And I used to have the Arrow edition of it and I flipped it, but for some reason I was very compelled to grab this. It was like £10, I think. But if you've never seen it, it is a Wes Craven film that you should definitely check out. The next Scream Factory film I picked up was Ginger Snaps, and this was one of my shameful, never seen before films, and honestly, it instantly became one of my favourite werewolf films I've ever seen. Again, it kind of encapsulates a very interesting period of early 2000s Americana, and I really enjoy the element of kind of the coming of age and becoming a woman. Has so many interesting elements, but also it's fantastically gory, and I think it's ultra violent and really just a barrel of great fun. I really love Ginger Snaps, and again, I'm going to be rewatching this every year now. Next up from the Scream Factory line, I kind of refused buying the new 4K of Dog Soldiers, and everybody else is flipping off their Scream Factory version of Dog Soldiers. I had this one with the slipcover, which is not easy to grab, but I did get it for £12, which I was very happy. I love Dog Soldiers. I remember watching this on TV when I was a lot younger, and I was like, holy shit, this is gruesomely disturbing. And every time I have revisited it, I just kind of set back into like my childhood and just remember watching this continuously over and over again. I remember having the VHS of it, but now I finally have it on Blu-ray, but I've not actually watched this Scream Factory edition of it just yet. Another Scream Factory film that I picked up was David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, and again with a slipcover, so I was very happy with that. I genuinely love Dead Ringers. I've mentioned it in a previous mail and chat. I really just fell head over heels for this very dark, ambiguous film. It's very twisted, very sexually heavily driven, just as most Cronenberg films are. And it's the weird kind of balance of gore and horror that Cronenberg brings to this. It's a bit more tame for him, but also it's sinisterly creepy. And again, very seldom to have a decent Blu-ray. I know the UK Blu-ray is a piece of garbage, and I gave it away because I hated it that much. It is a terrible transfer, so I've got this. I'm hearing stories of a Criterion release eventually. We shall see. We shall see. But that's the last of my Scream Factories, and now I'm moving on to Sleepwalkers. Right, I watched this the other day and I fell in love with it. It is campy as hell. It is bizarrely weird with these cat psychic vampires. It has Matt Dynamic in it from Twin Peaks, so that kind of intensified my love for this film. It is such a weirdly balanced genre film. This has only just come out by Eureka, I think on Monday, I think it came out. But I just found it to be so bizarrely weird, and I was like, do you know what, this again is going on to the Halloween pile, and I'm gonna watch this countless times. I don't understand how there is just a mesh of genres kind of like balanced all together with crazy prosthetics and a very interesting and compelling love story all combined into one. I think this is actually one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations ever now. I don't know why it was good, but I actually loved it. Next up, I've got the Rob Zombie trilogy, as they're calling it on here. Obviously, House of the Corpus, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. I do not like Three from Hell very much, but I like the other two. And I've always wanted to own House of the Corpus on Blu-ray because it's very difficult to get that. Also, this cost me £9 shipped from America. And that made me very happy because I am going to be watching House of the Corpses on Halloween, and I'm going to be very happy about it. Generally, this is one of my favourite, horror films. I love Devil's Rejects also. I've actually just finished rewatching the Rob Zombie Halloween films. I have so much admiration for him as a director, especially within horror genre. He kind of breaks conformities and really creates what he wants to make. And I think that is something within a studio system that he's actually worked around is very admirable. And obviously House of the Corpses is a film that really kind of escalated his career as a director, and it really has a special place in my heart, especially as a horror fan. And honestly, I'm very happy that I have this trilogy. It's a very simple trilogy, not the steelbook. It is something that I've always wanted, and I'm glad I have it now. So the last two horror films I've got in my little set before we move on to the rest of my pickups. I've got I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not really interested in buying that trilogy box set that is coming out in the next couple of weeks. I just wanted these two. First of all, this is one of the first slasher films that I ever saw, except for this, of course, Scream. First ever slasher that I truly love. But again, this is my domain. This is the time period I was growing up. I loved this film. Obviously SMG, isn't it? My woman, my friend, and the man that broke my heart because he married her, but still, it's okay. And I Know What You Did Last Summer is one of my favourite slasher films, but also I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is equally this is stupid, utterly stupid. Jack Black playing that weird pool boy, the drug lord, hilarious. It is it shouldn't be as entertaining as it is, but I find this to be utterly stupidly fun. I assume from most of the pickups I've had within my horror section for this month, you can see I like a lot of stupid genre horrors that don't necessarily work, but they work for me, and I like stupidity in horror. It's something that I just truly, truly love. It's fantastic. Especially Jack Black in this one. It is hilarious. Right then, onto the normal section of my collection and pickups for the last 2 months. I've got Francois Ozon's In the House. In the House was a very interesting film that kind of looks at two sides of life, and that is childhood and adolescence, and also growing up, and this interesting relationship that two characters have in this film where they kind of get the best out of each other and really either rekindle and inspire themselves. And it's almost set in a play kind of element, which I love within any kind of cinema, but definitely one of the best Ozon films that you can get. This is actually available at Poundland for £2 right now. So if you see it in a Poundland, honestly, do not consider not buying it. It's very, very, very good. From my birthday haul from September, I got Fruity Chan's Made in Hong Kong. Unfortunately, I've not watched it yet because I have been excessively busy. I'm very intrigued to see how this pans out. Obviously, after being to Hong Kong, it's kind of really opened up my mind, and Fruity Chan has been one of these directors that I've really wanted to go into for quite some time. You will see my review of this on Letterboxd, which you'll see in the bottom there somewhere to go to if you want to see what I think of it. I'm hoping after this week I can actually sit down and watch it finally, but I'm glad I picked it up. Next up, a film that I reviewed in May. It was Faisal Khalifa's Lynn and Lucy. This is one of the best pieces of like British social realism that I've seen in a very long time. Very happy that BFI have given it a physical release. I really want a lot more people to see this film. It's definitely one of the best films I've seen in 2020. I'll leave a link in the description also for you to check the review out. But genuinely, this is one of those films that you would not be ashamed in blind buying, because you'll be so compelled by it, and it's really worth revisiting over and over again because it's such a great structured narrative story, and also it's very touching and very eye-opening to our kind of societal beliefs these days. So check it out if you can. It's only just come out recently, so plenty of copies around online. Next up, big shout out to my friend Cal Hobday, or Into the Blue as he is called on YouTube these days, which you should check his channel out. He actually got me the Stinky Tuna edition of I'm Thinking of Ending Things on Blu-ray. I understand that this is going to have a Criterion edition at some point, but something in my heart told me I needed to have this to kind of continue my Charlie Kaufman collection in physical presence, and I just grabbed it. My favourite film of the year, 2020 so far, and I've kind of got to the bottom of the barrel now, considering I've finished film festival season, and I would say I'm about 90% certain this will be my #1 film of the year. If you've not seen it, it's on Netflix right now. It's astounding. What else can I say? I truly loved it. So thank you, Carl, for helping me out getting this, and thank you very much, Stinky Tuna, for making physical editions of it, which are actually legal. Thank you. Except from the pickups, I've got Chloe Zhao's The Rider. I have watched Nomadland recently, which I reviewed for the London Film Festival, and I watched The Rider because I was doing it as part of a film criticism course that I'm teaching at the minute. I don't understand why the hell I didn't watch it in 2018. I feel ashamed. Astounding piece of Americana. Again, this is tremendous filmmaking. I love the intimacy that Chloe Zhao gives into her work, and the way that she kind of like portrays narratives is phenomenal. If you've not seen The Rider, please check it out. My final pickup for the last 2 months is Claire Denis' Bolshevik, the film that I have been moaning about the most that has not had a Blu-ray release. This transfer is beautiful. The extras on this are tremendous. This is a seminal piece of French cinema that everybody should watch if you are really into your foreign language films. It is truly astounding. I have spoken so much about this film over the years, I don't really need to say anymore. But I do hope that one day we will see Trouble Every Day get a Blu-ray release of the same variety. And I do hope that happens, because it is a fantastic Claire Denis film. So then, those are all my pickups, and just to give you a brief overview of what's going on the channel and what's going on in the world of Dion right now, I will be reviewing Minari, a Sundance film that was, well, loved by all. I've seen that recently. Sean Durkin's second film, and the one that we've been waiting a very long time for, The Nest. I will have a review for that, and also an Italian film called Martin, which is a film that I saw a while ago, but I wanted to wait until the release happened in the UK. So keep an eye out for those. We're also going to be doing a Talking Movies live stream this very Friday, the 30th of October, and that's going to be 8 p.m. GMT, where we will be joined by Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, and Cal Hobday from Into the Blue, along with my good old friend Hus from A Touch of Film. And it's just going to be a generic chat again of what we've been watching, and probably discussing horror films, so be ready for that. It's going to be great. I'll leave a link in the description for you to find us on Hus's channel. And also, this weekend, I have been working for Wicked Wales International Youth Film Festival over the last 2 months. And basically, it is a film festival that celebrates youth short films. And we've had entries from over 21 countries, I believe, all participating, and we have 73 films that we are premiering on YouTube. I will leave a link in the description for you to join us. We have some tremendous films all across the world, from Nepal, from Australia, to Japan, to Austria, to Poland, to Wales, everywhere. So it is a fantastic event that we're holding, and it's all free. So be sure, if you can join us, do it, and the films will be up for about 2 weeks, I believe. And we're also going to be doing a Q&A with Spencer Wilding, who is the actor that played Darth Vader in Star Wars Rogue One. He's also been in Victor Frankenstein, he's been in Doctor Who, he's been in Guardians of the Galaxy, loads of movies. So it's going to be very insightful, and that's happening on the 31st on Halloween. So everything is below. Please watch if you can, and I would appreciate any kind of views that you can give us, because it's something that we kind of want to build on, and this is the fifth edition, I believe, but the first ever to be online. So if you can support, please help out. For the next couple of weeks, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be guest lecturing at Bangor University teaching practical film criticism, and I've started working on this now, and I'm really interested and excited to see how that goes. So I'm quite busy as always, and obviously we're in a bit of a local lockdown in Wales right now, which is okay. We're just riding the wave like everybody else. So yeah, that's kind of the whole update that I've given you, and I hope you guys are doing well. Leave a comment in the section below what you thought of my pickups and what have you picked up yourself. My opinions on these shitty horror films, as stupid as my concepts are, I don't know. But like, share, subscribe, do as you please. Thank you very much for coming and spending some time with me today. It's not been the easiest of time for anybody, but we're all in this together, and I hope you're all doing well. So, as we now say on this channel, Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns. What's your favourite scary movie? Let me know. And obviously, never change.